just want to know what you learned from last year and how you and the guys can apply that to this year.
Well, I think we learned what not to do pretty well, seeing as it was probably one of the worst seasons in history. So I just think we're coming into this year learning from what happened last year and all the mistakes that we made and how we can, kind of fix the issues that we did have. And I think a lot of it was just not showing up to play, not putting in the proper preparation, and most of it was on us. I don't think the coaches are to blame for anything because I mean, they're not going out there and putting up the points. They're not stopping the ball from going in the hoop. So this one's on us. And I think me and G are taking this especially hard as senior leaders to try and right the ship and show it how it should be done because we've done this the right way. My freshman and sophomore year, we've won a lot and we want to get back to those winning ways for sure.
Aaron Beard, followed by Ross.
Andrew, I'm curious, what do you expect the season is going to be like since there's so many unknowns of, COVID testing, contact tracing, fans, students, bands? Like it could be a different environment week to week, game to game. Do you have any idea what you expect it to be like?
We really don't know. And we're trying to prepare the best we can, just like with our own team. I mean, all that stuff is going to figure out itself on its own. All we can worry about is how we can get our team ready to play the best basketball possible.
Ross, followed by Brendan.
Hey, Andrew, what do you see your role is on this team in terms from a basketball perspective?
Just somebody who come in and, give good minutes, score the ball. I think I've really developed my game over this summer, especially. I'm a lot more confident. Last year, I kind of got the run that I have to put the pieces together. I think it's there. I think my ability to score the ball is there. It's just being consistent with it and, hitting jump shots when they matter and bringing a sense of leadership and somebody who's been there and has done this before to a team full of young guys.
And on those young guys, which one stands out to you the most and why?
I've been really impressed by Dayron. I think we've kind of fallen off our rebounding train, I guess, the past year, and that was a big reason why we weren't as successful. But Dayron's one of the best offensive rebounding bigs I've seen in my time here, and that's with all the good bigs we had like Garrison and Luke, and he just has a knack for the ball, and he's been really impressive so far in practice.
Great, thank you.
Brendan, you're next. Hey, before, just an editorial point for me. I know a lot of you don't have your video on or a photo or something. I think it does help our players in particularly if they get to put a face with a name. So if that doesn't bother you, you can put your photo or video up. I just think it's personally helpful for the players. So just my own opinion. Brendan, then Andrew.
Andrew, thanks for taking the time. You mentioned you and Garrison especially taking this hard, being the senior leaders on the team, but has Coach been someone who has really focused on last year and wanting to work past that and using that as motivation, or has he been sort of more in the other camp of it's a new year, it's a new group, let's forget about it and just sort of move on?
Oh yeah, he's pissed for sure. I think whenever he chooses out in practice for making a mistake, he always mentions 14 and 19 and how it's not going to happen again, and it's not. From him, from me, from G. It's not going to happen again. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure it doesn't happen and not even come close to that. We're going to get back to winning.
Thank you.
Andrew, then Brian Keys.
Andrew, what is unique about being a senior in this program, especially when you have so many underclassmen on the roster?
I think it's weird because at North Carolina, it's kind of hard to get here for 4 years because the people are so good. They're out of here in 1 or 2 or even 3 years. But you get to be around like the program and these coaches for so long. You kind of know how they work, and you can teach the young guys like what to do and what not to do, and it kind of brings everybody up to speed faster, in my opinion, than just having just a core of young guys who have to figure it out on their own, so they can follow an example set by me and G and the other seniors and the older guys, and it just brings everybody up to speed that much quicker. So we're able to play our best basketball earlier.
How much are you enjoying that role and that responsibility?
It's been awesome to have guys look up to me, especially at a program like this, as someone they could follow and someone who could lead them in the right direction. I never thought I'd get that opportunity or that chance or play well enough to do it. So here I am, and here we are. So we're ready to get after it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brian Keys, followed by Greg Hall.
Hey, Andrew. With all the stuff COVID has affected for this season, what would you say the biggest change for you and the program has been due to all of that?
Honestly, I don't think too much has changed in terms of basketball training. We had to, obviously our practices were a little different in the beginning. But now that we've kind of grown accustomed to what we have to do, whether it's like sanitizing during practice or, wearing masks everywhere other than like on the court, we've gotten used to what COVID has brought to college basketball and in this program specifically. So I don't think it's too big of a change. I think the only change we're going to really realize is whether they're going to be fans or not, and where we're playing these tournaments. Like I know Maui got moved to Asheville, so just going different places and how these venues are going to shape the way we're going to play.
Greg Hall, then CL.
Andrew, Garrison's talked about how as a leader and he didn't like to speak up, and now he has learned how to. What is your leadership abilities? How do you lead the team?
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest talker ever. If you know me, I'm pretty quiet, but I like to lead by example and just show people the right way to do things is by just working hard all the time. I think Garrison has a better way with talking to the guys, especially the bigs. But if I notice something that the guards are doing or like the younger guys, that I can, give them a tip here or there, or just show them how to do something the right way. So coach isn't on them for, messing up so we don't have to run or whatever it is. But I think it's a mix between, leadership by example. And I've been working on my vocal leadership over the past, 2 years. Is being an older guy has really helped with that. And these guys are like 18, 19 years old. I'm 22. Like I've been playing this game for a long time and I've been in this program for a while. So I think I have some kind of idea what I'm talking about.
CL, then Isaac.
Andrew, there's been a narrative about Cole Anthony as he's getting prepared for the NBA draft that he wasn't a good teammate. What was your take on his time, with the team last year?
I really don't know how this narrative got started, because it's just like insane to me that anyone would think he wasn't a good teammate or he wasn't trying to get the best out of his players. I think I saw the tweet on Twitter and I responded to it, as well as like Garrison and Christian. I'm pretty sure he's one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. And he would always we'd always say after practice and get up shots and like see who could make more. And I just think it was the product of, just, I don't know why. I think the season reflected negatively on his like locker room qualities, if that makes sense. I don't know why that is the case, but like when you're losing so many games, it makes everyone look worse than it is. If we were 30-5, I don't think anyone would talk about his locker room qualities or his leadership abilities, because he was a great teammate. He's a really good guy, and I'm behind him all the way.
All right. Thanks, man.
Last question for Andrew. Isaac.
Hey, Andrew, thanks for your time. I know earlier you were talking about continuing to work on your shooting, but one thing I noticed particularly last year is that at the beginning of ACC play, you really upped your assists and assist to turnover ratio. In fact, finishing with a career high 2.3 ratio there. Is that something intentional you're looking to do, as be a facilitator?
I think it's a undervalued part of my game. I've always been a good passer, but everyone has just looked at, 3-point shooting and jump shooting as like the thing I do really well. But I just think I'm a good basketball player, and I've worked on that. And being a good shooter helps with being a good passer, because people have to be wary about where you are at all times. And with the amount we throw it into the post, if people are worried about me on the outside, that opens up our bigs even more. And I think that's a big reason why, making the right play was so easy. So I'm still going to work on that and see if coach lets me, throw it around the court every now and then. But yeah, I'll do my best to, make the right pass when the opportunity arises.